need a countdown. Hessman will count us down.
We're not skipping rows. We don't need extra seats in between. We're not going all the way to the back. We have plenty, so please fill in from the front as you're coming in. We only should be sitting in the first 3 rows, secondary as you're walking around, and you're in the back. The middle may be a little bit, but yeah, just sit together. You got it. Thank you. And then elementary's going to be coming in here in a short bit. They're all going to be here down in the front. Did not get far out. Come on in and fill in. Yeah, bring that out up there, Beats. Maddie and Maggie, where are you going? Do you like people out for everybody? Tesla is right up there. Yep. He's way back there. He says he's so happy to see you all. He's excited. Mr. Miller, can you join that, Mr. Miller? Good morning. It is great to see you all, and we actually have space this year for us to be able to all be together. So before we do anything else, can you get really, really loud with clapping, screaming, whatever, to thank Abundant Life for allowing us to use this space. All right, we have an opportunity to do some wonderful things, but before we do anything, we always want to go to God and just ask Him for His time. So would you join me in prayer, please? Let's pray. God, I thank you for you being you. I thank you that we get an opportunity to be known by you and to know you. I thank you that you allow us to be together, that you have created us. I thank you that you sent Jesus to this earth for us, to live a sinless life, to die on the cross for our sins, and to rise again for our salvation. Thank you for this day, for the fun things that we're going to do, for the things we're going to hear, and help us to all, in everything we do, continue to look and find ways to give you glory, because you are worth it. In your holy, precious Son's name, and all God's children said, Amen.
We're going to have a couple of the secondary choirs sing for you today. And this is the Junior Senior Ensemble. And they are going to be singing a song called Bonze Baba, which is in a traditional Zambian text. And so they will be singing that tribal language. So I wanted to let you know what they are singing, which is all who sing can be called the children of God.
Well, good morning, everyone. I didn't hear you. Good morning. All right. Well, this is so fun. This year we are together. Last year we weren't, if you remember. And so this year we get to honor in person those who are teachers and those who made it to the Teacher of the Year finalists. So we're going to have fun in honoring them. But first, have a mission here at Summit Christian Academy. Our mission is to inspire each and every one of you to achieve your God-given potential. And we're going to do that through excellent academics and Christian training in a compassionate environment. Now, that's exactly what our teachers do. Each and every one of them inspire each and every one of you. And the rest of us, Mr. Hessman, Dr. Gill, Mrs. Sanders, me, some of our board members over here, we're all here to support our teachers in fulfilling that mission. They're right in the middle of all the action with you guys. So what does God's word say about teachers? You know, in Proverbs 22:6, it says, train up a child in a way he should go, and when he gets old, he will not depart. That's what is so important about teachers. They are training you. And because what you are learning now, you will not forget that. You will live by what they're teaching you when you get old. That's a promise that we certainly believe in. James 3 says, not many of you should become teachers. Do any of you want to become teachers when you get older? Yes. Well, James says, not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, for you know that we who teach will be judged with a greater strictness. For we all stumble in many ways. If anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able to bridle his whole body. So James is telling us it's a big deal to become a teacher. And so those who are teachers, they have a strong call on their life. Luke 40 says, a disciple is not about his teacher, but everyone, when he is fully trained, will be like his teacher. Isn't that what we want to be? We want to be like our teachers. Do we have any favorite teachers? Yes. We want to be like them, don't we? I'm glad lots of you have favorite teachers. So today I want to say to each and every one of you students, will you make an effort to thank each of your teachers? Will you give them a hug? Will you give them a pat on the back, a fist bump? Tell them how much you are thankful for what they're doing. Now, when I think about what makes a teacher great, we've got lots of ideas. They're kind, they're smart, they're caring, they tell all kinds of stories, don't they? And they know how to make you feel special. And most of all, don't you love it when they make you laugh? Isn't that fun? Jesus was the master teacher. He's our best example of a great teacher, and he modeled the most important things. But one of the things that he did that I think our teachers do really, really well, he practiced what he preached. There's no greater example of a teacher following his own teachings than Jesus. He didn't just teach on prayer, he prayed, didn't he? He didn't just teach about loving sinners, he went and had dinner with them. And he didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. Well, don't you agree with me that our teachers don't just talk the talk, but they really walk the walk, don't they? All right. Well, before we get to this year's candidates for Teacher of the Year, I would like to honor Courtney Cox, our last year's Teacher of the Year.
He's not here.
Oh, she's not here. Well, she was not here last year either, because none of us were here, were we? We were all on Google Meet and Zoom, and that's how we honored her last year. All righty, so now to this year's finalists. No particular order, everybody. All right, first, Karen Davis, may I have you up here, please? And you can just stand right here on either side of me. Let me tell you a little bit about Karen. She teaches kindergarten, and she has taught 6 years here at SCA, 11 years in education. And let me read a few quotes from what people said about Karen. We have been at SCA for many years, and Mrs. Davis is absolutely one of the best. She makes all of her students feel special and important. Her patience never wavers, and neither does her compassion. God also gifted her with a kindergartner teacher voice. She is literally a huge blessing to our life. We love her so much. Mrs. Davis pushes her students in a way that lovingly inspires them to do their best. Mrs. Davis is the kind of colleague that any elementary staff would want. Her Christ-like character, dedication to her students, and attitude are, in my opinion, unparalleled by anyone in the building. You cannot frown around Mrs. Davis. When she calls her class our Kinder family, she genuinely means it. So let's congratulate Mrs. Davis as a finalist. All right, anyone in this room who has had Mrs. Davis as a teacher, would you just stand up so she can see who she's impacted? Look at that. Okay, finalist number 2, Michael Mayer. Can I have Michael teaches Bible, Chinese, and Spanish. 4 years at SCA and 6 years in education. And listen to what people say about him. He sees each student as an individual and challenges him or her to grow in an individualized way. He cares for each student, even if they are not academically gifted. Well, you all are academically gifted, aren't you? He spends extra time to ensure his curriculum is inspiring and challenges active thinking. Mr. Mayer is a funny guy. He punishes us. And this shows us that he clearly cares enough about us to correct and guide us in the right direction. Michael is very relational and speaks to the hearts of students, and always with biblical counsel. There are always students of all grade levels in his room after school. His priority is to connect with students and encourage them on their faith and journey and walk with the Lord. Let's congratulate Mr. Mayer. Now, who has had Mr. Mayer? Would you stand up so he can see? Our next finalist is Mrs. Bacon. All right, Mrs. Bacon teaches 5th grade, and she has been at SCA for 21 years, and she has 29 years in education. Here's what people said about Mrs. Bacon. She is the funnest, nicest, funniest teacher I have ever had. She knows the perfect balance of giving grace and pushing students when they need to be challenged. She loves all of her students unconditionally, and she deserves to be the next SCA Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Bacon has changed my son's life forever. He has never had a teacher impact him more than this year. He's had amazing teachers every year, but this year my son needed Mrs. Bacon. Mrs. Bacon models Christ daily She never loses her cool or temper. She puts teaching them to love God at the top of her priorities. Let's congratulate Mrs. Baker. Anybody that's had Mrs. Bacon, would you stand up so she can see who she's impacted? All right. Next we have Mr. Schwab. All right, Mr. Schwab teaches science, and he has been at SCA for 6 years, 8 years in education overall. He had a career prior to education, didn't he? Here's what people say about Mr. Schwab. I can't express how much this teacher has changed and affected me for the good. I have become so much more stronger in my faith now that I am better at working with others. And Mr. Schwab is consistent in expecting excellence from all his students. He genuinely cares about every student, that every student is learning science, not just regurgitating information to get a grade. He models excellence in his daily life and all his interactions with students, parents, and staff. He goes way above and beyond with students, helping them to become better people and leaders. His teaching doesn't end with the subject matter he teaches. Mr. Schwab is very dedicated to SCA and to all of the students. We frequently see him at sporting events and other events outside of school time, and he always has a kind word and smile. He is a great teacher and a blessing to SCA. And one student wrote, he's amazing. Let's congratulate Mr. Schwab. All right, now if you've had Mr. Schwab, please stand up so he can see. Last but not least, we have Mr. Stan. He's had 18 years at SCA and 18 years in education. His class, this is what people say about him. His class has been fun and safe, but it is also very difficult. We went through topics quickly and thoroughly, and I learned more than that year in Bible than I've learned about the Bible in my years put together, all my years put together. Yeah! He has lots of fun events like mission trips and gives us examples on how to convert people to Christianity. Mr. Stan is the best teacher I've ever had. He is always honest with us, and he answers our questions. He works so incredibly hard to invest in all his students and share Christ with us. I'm nominating Mr. Stan because he is really a cool person. Wayne is not only an excellent teacher, but he impacts students in and out of the classroom. He works with students with the students in extracurricular activities. He always is involved in the lives of students. All right, so now it is time to make the award to the Teacher of the Year. So Mrs. Sanders is going to come up and help me pass out the plaques. So, the Teacher of the Year gets a few things. So they get the coveted Teacher of the Year parking space. They get their own parking space, which they love. And they get $500. They get a plaque, and they get to go on and compete in the Great Plains Alliance of Christian Schools, the regional Teacher of the Year competition. So without further ado, let's give a big shout out and wait, you're right, we have to do all of class. Well, we'll do class. We'll do the winner first. Okay, drum roll, kids, everybody. Congratulations, Mrs. Bacon. They all deserved it, didn't they? But we're so happy for Mrs. Bacon. All right. Finish up. There you go. Okay. So let's give one big round of applause to all of our teachers.
All right, our next choir that's going to come and sing for you, this is the concert chorale. And we are going to sing a song called You Do Not Walk Alone. And this song has been a balm to my spirit, I know, this year, because it's been a hard year, hasn't it? And we do want to always remember, in the bad times, that we can see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is God's light, and to remember that we do not ever walk alone. So we hope you will enjoy this song.
You
Outstanding job, choir. Thank you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, give them one more round for the song. So again, this is my opportunity to make some announcements about some things. But first off, Mrs. Harrelson, would you please join me on the stage? For many of you, you know this, but some may not know this, that Mrs. Harrelson is our head of schools. A lot of you may not know that all the things that she does behind the scenes. So she is the ultimate decision maker, the visionary, helping our school be where it is. She relies on God to give her wisdom and to insight and to look, and she has announced that she is retiring at the end of this year. So this is her final all-school assembly. With that, Mrs. Pinkston, would you please come on over and present? Mrs. Pinkston has a gift on behalf of all of the staff of SCA, and she's going to say just a couple of words. Mrs. Pinkston has been at SCA since it started 32 years ago.
Well, I didn't know I was going to talk, but anyway, first of all, Linda's been my friend for over 35 years, and very close friend. And, you know, our friendship, especially in the early years, but was based on prayer. And we got together hours and hours and prayed for lots of things. But this school is one of them. And more as we were parents at that time of children that one year. But when she talked about, you know, deciding to, apply for the job of head of school, you know, we really started praying then. And it's interesting because just a few months ago, I ran across this little note this thank you note that she sent me. Now, you know, it's dated 1999, which is when she started. And she says, thanks for a lot of things, but, you know, try not to shake so much. It says, thanks for supporting me this week, her first week of school. I really appreciated praying together. I know I'll need that more and more as I try to figure this job out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, she figured this job out. Anyway, to God be the glory, but I think we can say, well done, good and faithful servant.
Thank you, Mrs. Kingston. We also have some board members here. So let me introduce, we have three of our board members. We have Vice President John Cleaver, we have board member Timothy Whiteman, and board member Phil Maguna, Dr. Phil Maguna. So Mr. Cleaver is going to take it over and make some words.
Well, we're excited on behalf of the SCA Board of Education to also recognize Linda for her outstanding contributions to SCA. This school would not be what it is today without you. And although you've been the head of school for 22 years, Linda's time really goes before that. She spent about 4 years, I think 4 years on the board, and then also served as a board advisor for a little bit of time before that as well. So almost 30 years associated with the school. And so we want to say thank you on behalf of the board. And then we have a couple of things for you. It's a bit of a tradition at SCA that when someone does move on, that once an eagle, I see some little eagles up front, always an eagle. So I'm going to read to you a letter on behalf of the board, so commemorate that. And then we have a picture here. This picture was actually taken by a family member of mine in Colorado in 1998, right before you started. And what I love about this picture is this eagle is intense. And you can tell that this eagle has a watchful eye, looking over whatever it was eyeing. And as I think about your role at SCA and how passionate you are about every one of these children and those that have come before, and most importantly, those that are going to yet to come, that your watchful eye over this school is what really has made a difference. So we plan to put this in the administrative wing at the school with a plaque commemorating your time at SCA, and forever thankful for your service to the school. So let me read this letter on behalf of our board president, Don Bisbee. Dear Linda Harrelson, on behalf of the Board of Education, the administration, faculty, staff, and student body of Summit Christian Academy, we would like to congratulate you on your 22 years of exemplary service and leadership. Your retirement from SCA marks the culmination of years of hard work, sacrifice, and determination. We commend you for helping SCA become what it is today. Our prayer is that the Lord will bless you, will keep you, will make his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you, and give you the peace as you continue to walk in his ways. Remember, once an eagle, always an eagle. In Christ, on his throne. And with that, I think Linda deserves the loudest, on your feet, ovation we could have possibly give. So make some noise.
Mrs. Kingston is right. This whole thing started as a matter of prayer. And it has been incredible. When I look at each one of your faces, you are like miracles to me. I tell people every day, I get to see miracles happen. This is the happiest, most wonderful place. And I know that when our new head of school comes, you are going to love him just as much as you've loved me. And our best days are yet to come, aren't they? All right. Thanks, everyone.
So, Mrs. Harrison, we're actually going to do one last thing, Linda. We're going to do one last thing. As when you go back down, we're actually going to sing. We're going to end today with a worship song. And we had a little bit of help because there's somebody that we know that is close to you that helped us know a song that is meaningful to you. So as you go and make your way down, we're all going to go ahead and stand. Mrs. Luck is going to lead us, and we're going to sing a worship song, first and foremost to God, to give him glory and honor, and also in recognition and honor of Mrs. Harrison. Mrs. Luck, take it away.
Let's all sing together. I love you, Lord. Your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand until I lay my head. I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. I have lived in the goodness of God.
Singing all my life. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God.
Mrs. Harrelson, thank you for being faithful. Thank you for being a leader of what God has called for us and leading us after Him all these years. You are a blessing to everyone here and so many others. Thank you for everything. Can we please give it up one more time to Mrs. Harrelson? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our all-school assembly. So here's how we are going to dismiss today. Secondary students, you are actually